Welcome back to Class Strikers. I am here with.
Brando V2, your local necromancer.
I had to compete with this. I had to compete with this guy for a Halloween costume. It was a little tough, but I
I,
think I made do.
I was just bored on Halloween.
Hey, he's right behind me, isn't he?
I wasn't gonna mention it. Like
Uh,
just
well, I'm in danger.
he's
Anyway,
just standing there.
can we
Menacingly.
just go to these matches before I get murdered by Kazan? All right. Anyway.
All right.
Going up to these maps here, first pick, we're looking at an Atlas Lab.
Classic. Love to see it.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell which team picked what because they're both Auburn on our. Okay, so we're insider information. Auburn A picked Atlas. um,
Yeah, we
that
got
sounds
Auburn
about
B.
right.
Yeah, we got Auburn B with the IMES app. And then if we make it to game 3, we're gonna be finishing out on Demon Days.
Yeah,
That's an interesting last map pick for me.
hey, if it's fun, it's fun, you know. And Demon Die, I mean, we've not seen it a lot, but it has definitely been a map that we've seen a lot more this semester, as opposed to last semester where it was pretty much 100% ban rate. We see a lot more teams more comfortable on this map, right? With maybe able to take more advantage of these sound waves. Maybe able to take advantage of the fact that it's closed off and you can just play midfield boots and kill everybody with that, right? And I think
I'm
that's what we're gonna see.
I'm just a Demon Days hater. It's
I'm
I
well
I'm
aware.
a I'm a this is not a secret. I am a firm believer of goalie midfield forward. I don't want 3 midfields. I don't want 3
Look,
forwards.
you're playing 3 brawlers whether you like it or not, and
I
I've been saying that for months now. You're playing 3 brawlers. They just happen to have fancy role names. All right,
I will
doesn't
say
matter. Leroy Jenkins, everybody go in.
I am here for the first 2 map picks at least. I love AtLab. I love doing funny IME app things. You're almost guaranteed the Rasmus band.
I mean, I love
Um,
Imy's up until Knife's Edge comes up.
you know what? Knife Edge start. How do you feel about that?
Cry.
God, I am
Anyway,
so hoping for Knife Edge on that. Knife Edge
I
start.
am. You just hate me, don't you?
Oh, one. I'm gonna stop it there.
100%. Anyway, so
Uh, So
as we
I
look,
I am going to say I am 100% biased on these teams because I know one person on Auburn A and I have gone against, and I think I've been matched with the other 2 on Auburn A.
yeah. And I mean, hey, I mean, if you know if you're biased towards them, gotta cheer for them, all right? You gotta give them your energy.
I will say there is one thing that could sway me. There is one thing, and that's if Auburn B pulls out Asher forward. I love me an Asher
Please.
forward.
I love Asher Forward. You know what
It's
else? Speaking of characters we love, can I get a Fini goalie out here, please?
I will be
I
surprised if we do not see a Finny
I
goalie.
need some Bani. I need to see the Bani. Anyway, we're
He's
queuing into this
Yep.
game here. We're looking at this Atlab. What kind of
Going in,
characters do you think we're gonna see?
honestly, going in Adelaide, we might both get our wish. Asher forward, really good at stuff like getting into those pockets, stuff through just about any goalie other than Monko. Finny goalie, if
Yamako.
you're Finny goalie, if you're going the damage comp,
Alright.
and it sounds like we have Deadeye 1-2 start. Yeah, damage comp, Finny goalie, incredibly viable.
Guys, it's the Finny character. I love that character. I
There's
love Finny.
there's your funny
And
bunny girl.
I mean the bunny. The bunny. The bunny.
Like
The bunny.
looking at this right now with a Finny goalie, vice midfield. I'm assuming X forward. The yeah,
They
they're not
probably.
gonna let anyone live through this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially with the plan though. The plan of seeing that 1-2 punch and saying, well, we can go damage here, right? Especially with that Deadeye as well on Finny. I mean, you're just gonna see
Yeah,
bang, 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 you know, KO, KO, KO.
Deadeye Finny, Deadeye or 1-2 on Vice, and then probably the 1-2 going onto the X.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, it's just like the opening cinematic, right, where X is just standing in a pile of just everybody knocked out. We're just gonna see that again, and we might see that here, or we could see Auburn A kind of taking this more. Well, I wouldn't say it's a more standard comp with this Zentaro Juno. It's definitely something that it's more geared towards this core control with these 10 billion hitboxes on both Juno and Zentaro here. And I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see if they can just rush it down before they take too much damage from this comp of Auburn B.
Yeah, with Juno Zentaro, I'm expecting Auburn A to basically any kind of forward progression Auburn B gets. Juno Blobos, Zentaro's dashes, 100 hits, something is going to stop them with that forward pressure. Unless Zentaro just tanks every shot from
Really?
Auburn B.
I mean, look, as I was saying, I mean, it's really just going to come down to can they score before this this Auburn B team, just kind of KOs them and punishes them for kind of just existing, right? It doesn't matter how much stagger you have with these three characters that do so much damage. It really does.
And I think Auburn A's win condition here is you have to 3-0, 3 sets immediately, because once X starts scaling, especially with the Finny backing him up, there's no way you're staying alive. It's going to be a constant 2v3.
Absolutely, and I think that's what we're going to see here. We're just going to see can they kind of score before. Although we are seeing X getting staggered here now, kind of returning the favor here, and we see the KO come out as well, kind of returning their own game here. And as soon as the X falls, I mean, there's no more pressure on them, and they can kind of just play this core control that they want to play, right? Because even though there's a lot of damage, there's no real, they don't really have the kill potential afterwards with that X, right? The X just able to just punch people.
I will say most of that entire set, X was level 1. Now we got the X Maximus that can be used for those confirms.
Absolutely.
But again, those Blabo slides, the Zentaro blade coming out, still tanking away at the X, but still Auburn be able to get both barriers down.
One small issue, Viper on crit is dead.
Viper did get crit.
Yeah, Viper, critical hit, you know, critical X Maximus hit there, finds the Finny circle as well, and it just leads to death here, even through the evade, and Viper on crit's already dead again.
Yep, and that's it.
Wish is also dead. I mean, you can make a wish, take a chance here, but I mean, sometimes it's just not meant to be. Though Tiger Slasher, a hero flip on the line here, keeps it alive, and Viper on crit able to come back, and a Bell Ringer staggers Wish here, but Wish able to fall back, take that orb, play a little bit slower here. Viper on crit now taking the first barrier, looking for that second one. Nice barrage, sends it down to Wish here. And an unfortunate strike ward just finds the back of the net.
I think Auburn A's win condition, at least for this first set here, is without any other awakenings. Yeah, you have the Deadeye 1-2. That's just an insane amount of damage. Unless Auburn A gets caught out of position and stacking quite a bit, I don't think Auburn B is going to have the abilities, the cooldown usage, to get a double KO. And that's still not a good place to be.
It's not a great place to be, but it's better than your entire team off the pitch if you're the goalie here. And I think they just have to kind of try to score before too many KOs come out, right? Because there's so much damage. And I think that's just what we're going to see. We're going to see if damage can outpace this core control. And so far, it really has been. But they haven't been able to find these opportunities. Tiger Slasher doing a very nice job in the goalie position here. Not really too in danger compared to the forwards, and able to just pretty safely play back here and just put the strikes to work here. Every strike just being very effective here.
That is one thing. Tiger is incredibly comfortable in the goal box, especially once they lock it in. They can hold it. They can hold down a 1v3. I've seen it happen. But given enough tips, anything can happen. But X getting KO'd and Auburn A showing they have just as much damage, if not more, than Auburn B that point, I should say.
Absolutely, lots and lots of KOs coming out, and that's what we saw here. We just saw KO after KO after KO. No matter which team takes the KOs, I mean, someone's going to be suffering here.
I will say I'm a little disappointed because we were talking pre-match and Atlab came up, and I made the argument Atlab could be damage or core control, and these teams are proving me wrong.
Yeah, no, it is. I was not lying to you when I said this is a damage map. Yeah. As much as I wish I was, this is a damage map now. I love the angles that are possible on this map, but look at how much damage is going out. Wish, staggered, Viper on crit, staggered, Wish back up. But, I mean, I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now, you know what I'm saying?
I'm wishing for a stagger swagger, if anything.
I mean, I'm wishing on a star right now, using the move Wish.
And Wish granted, X gets caught in the black hole and gets KO'd. Can Auburn A push it through, make it happen?
Absolutely. I mean,
Viper crit not looking good.
Finny notably very weak once you get in her face here, and I think that's what we're gonna see. We're just gonna see everybody going in, and there goes the place now. But Viper on crit also down, but a very nice slime finds it at overtime. Puts us in for this first.
Gets knocked down to a 2v2. Wish says not on. 3v2 drops out of Blabo and able to sink it into that top pocket.
Just able to steal it away from the X here. That's what we're gonna see. This is a draft of all time.
Yeah, you got your Egoist and Catalyst for that energy, which I feel like Auburn A is definitely going to need just to keep the evades up.
Yep.
Obviously, Finny denying the hot shot. I think I agree with the fight or flight deny from X.
Also, just really good.
It is just really good. But that is leaving Egoist up. That proc on X. That X is going to be zooming across the map.
I mean, you really have to pick your poison here, right? And I think taking that second slick kicks, right? Because you took that second one, you kind of missed that slick kicks. Especially on Juno, who's very comfortable with those slick kicks, right? Every Blabo touch gets you something.
Plus, with all this damage going out, you get staggered. Juno getting that secondary dash, able to get away. You know who cannot get away? X.
X is a little bad at escaping. I mean, and that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing just X not able to escape all this damage, and Viper on crit and Wish just able to find more damage opportunities here, able to find more KOs, right?
I mean, X already in and already missing a third, almost their entire stagger bar.
Yeah, I mean, as good as X is at taking these KOs, he's also a big target, right? And that means he's very easy to hit with these abilities versus Zentaro and Juno, a little bit smaller, a little bit safer from these cooldowns if you can't hit them, right? I mean, you can't KO somebody if you can't hit them. You can't hit what ain't there.
Yep. And Auburn A actually showing, Auburn B has the more damage with the X, the Vice, the Finny. But with the Juno and the Zentaro, you just have so much more mobility.
Where did Viper on Chris stagger bar go?
To X. X is hungry. Feed him.
Where did it go? Although, I mean, very nice save here and able to stay alive. I mean, as long as he stays alive, nothing matters, right? Stagger doesn't really matter if you're alive and you're able to make an impact on the field. And unfortunate Bellring just doesn't quite find Viper on grid, doesn't quite find that KO that they want here. Right, because they take this Zentaro off the pitch and they can pretty safely push up, and Wish goes down. I was not even paying attention.
I think they got caught in a Finny ult. Yeah, I was just watching the X just kind of bullying Zentaro up top.
I mean, there goes two, but it doesn't matter. Tiger Slash are able to run past the X here and kind of make it a 1v1 with the goalie. Once Wish comes back, able to make some magic happen.
Just a little miscommunication. I think KB was going to cover up, and I bet FG Nation thought that Finny was going to cover the slime, and just a little miscommunication. Granted, there were what, 4 slimes there.
Yeah.
You know what?
The gang's all here.
We already said it once, but where did Viper's stagger go? Where did Wish's stagger go?
Where did anybody's stagger go? FG Nation also staggered on the side of Auburn B here. I mean, everybody's staggered. Everybody crying on the dance floor. It's a Panic at the Disco, you know what I'm saying?
Living is optional in this match.
Hey, life is optional. And we see that here. I mean, you're a necromancer, right? You can bring them back.
You know, it takes time. I need to get my resources together.
You need to get your memory.
Yeah, they don't have their memory.
You don't have the spell slots. There you go.
Yeah, I don't have the spell slots.
You didn't have the spell slots, but there you go. You figured out. You took your long rest. You got your spell slots back.
You know who does have the spell slots? Tiger Slasher getting the haste, able to make that save from across the map.
Oh, but here's Egoist X now in the corner here, walking up, takes the flip with a nice Juno Blabos, denies it away for now. And here comes Wish, denied away by the Bell Ringer, and up to the top side, Tiger Slasher not able to barrage. And Wish not able to jump back in time, and maybe trying to claw this one back here as Auburn B just really wanting this goal.
Yeah, Auburn B doing actually a pretty good job, taking out their health, taking out their stagger, getting those KOs, but just struggling to confirm against Tiger's Kai goalie here. With the mobility, Tiger able to just run forward,
run
be
all the
called
way
forward
up.
for like the next 5 years, it seems like.
Really
While
does feel
Viper
like
just
5
hold
years.
back and stay a little bit of safe.
I mean, it really does feel like 5 years, and I mean, it's enough time to find that second barrier here, and the goal goes. They take out the X, and then suddenly there's just not as much pressure on the pitch here, and sinks it in.
Yeah, and looking at the Awakenings, you get your Spark of Resilience for some of that health. Everything else here is just, I mean,
It's
Chrono
more
Boost if you want to
damage.
jump further, but
It's
everything
more
else is damage.
It's all damage. Oops, all damage. And I think that's what we're gonna see here. We're gonna see a lot of damage coming out. Focus coming out for Kai. Again, just some cooldowns.
Yeah,
We're
not sure
gonna
how I
see-
feel about the stacks on Juno with the, again, the damage that's going out, the amount of times you get KO'd. Are you going to be able to build those up?
I mean, so far this Juno's been staying relatively safe. Viper on crit, just taking all of the punishment here. And I think that we're gonna see the shift in focus, or they have to. Otherwise, this Juno will start doing their best mini P.E.K.K.A impression, going pancakes. You know what I'm saying?
I do not. I don't get the reference.
Oh man.
I have nothing. It's not a disappointment.
I did
Also,
exactly. Yeah.
also, just notice it is double siphoning wand on the side of Auburn A. So really helping with that survivability and damage.
Yeah, and Viper on crit finding that KO here, but Defini able to hold it down for now in this corner and just pushing everyone away, just trying to just keep everyone spread away from this ball, because once that ball's in the corner with somebody there, it is so tough to get it out. And that's what we see here with the Viper on crit, a very nice primary to sink it in.
Not much you can do in that situation. Also, yeah, Auburn B has a magician in their goal box. Tiger acting like a magician, pushing all the way up to the enemy goal box, just to teleport back.
The disappearing act, you know what I'm saying?
A prestige.
Yeah, and here it comes again, all the way up, and Viper on crit finds him with that pass. A flip, maybe not necessary, but definitely nice here, and very nice pass in between the two remaining players after Vice falls off.
And also Auburn A dishing out, it seems like more damage than Auburn B, even though like Auburn B has so much more damage potential, but Auburn A is just able to connect more with their abilities, just stack, just identify targets more consistently, it seems like.
And not to discredit them though, 2 siphoning wands is very nice for some extra advantage here, especially on this Juno and the Centauro, both of them having a lot of single hits, right? Juno, you step on a slime, it does poison damage. You get hit by a stray slime from the ult or the primary, and you're taking that percentage damage. And Centauro as well, having a lot of those hits. I mean, that's just what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of hits. We're seeing death by 1,000 cuts instead of death by 1.
Yeah, I mean, Auburn B has a lot of hard hitters. Vice, notably, probably one of the hardest hitting abilities in the game.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter if you are dead, right? Doesn't matter your damage potential if you just die. And that's what we're seeing here.
It's like Auburn B that was like one big hit, like the X.
There's that one big hit.
One big hit. But Auburn A just death by 1,000 cuts. They just have all the abilities, plus that siphoning wand, every one of those
And
hits.
the 1-2 punch on every single one of their members here. Really showing its worth here. Right, the 1-2 punch on the Juno and the Zentaro making sense. But even the Kai taking this 1-2 punch for this extra barrage damage. And it's all stacking up, especially with these siphoning ones, and especially with just how many hits. And there's a very nice Giga Blast. My favorite ability. How'd they know?
Happy birthday, Cyber.
It's not my birthday, but yeah.
Happy Halloween, Giga Blast.
Giga Blast.
With that, Auburn A taking it against. Okay, I'll go ahead and say I actually thought Auburn B had kind of the advantage there with, again, the damage comp they were running, but Auburn A showing that chip damage clearly superior. 1,000 hits is better than one big one.
Absolutely, and even then, they were just showing better target priority here, right? There was actually more damage coming out from the side of Auburn B. Looking at these stats, it didn't seem like it because Viper on crit and Wish just zoning in and taking the KOs that really, really just changed the course of the game here, right?
Yeah,
Because
and
each
again,
KO felt like it meant more.
yeah, again, Cinder and FG Nation both that 16k damage, uh, but it almost felt like they were kind of spreading it out a little more. Like there were a lot of times we would see Viper and Wish either staggered or near staggered, um,
There
but
were
that damage
no.
was so spread out they weren't just targeting someone out. But again, Tiger with that high mobility goalie, it's like as soon as one of the forwards it gets staggered, Tiger can easily transition to keep that forward pressure going until they get a health orb, until they proc Siping Wand enough to heal back up and regain control, regain their composure.
I mean, they were definitely staggered a lot, but by the time they got both players staggered, they couldn't kill either of them, and that's really what we saw. You needed that one last cooldown, and they didn't really have that one last kick to push them off the edge. And I mean, again, it doesn't matter if you're staggered if you can just run right back up and score a goal.
Yeah, and I think part you might have been with all that mobility, all the strikes, all the hits that we were able to see on Auburn A just from the having a Zentaro and Juno, Auburn B just couldn't control the core enough for Finny to really make use of that Deadeye damage, because Finny Deadeye, especially
Very
like on
scary.
card like that, that's half stagger right there. They proc
Oh
you with
yeah,
the secondary, you're dead
you're
at that
dead.
point.
But if they're able to push in as much as they did, then you can't proc Deadeye if they're right in your face.
Can't proc Deadeye. Finny needs to use those abilities to defend instead of dish out damage, and I think that's kind of where a lot of the damage is going to happen. Is Auburn B wasn't able to possess the core enough for that Finny to dish out the damage.
Absolutely. I think we just saw, Auburn B just not able to find those KOs after staggering pretty much all the players, right? There's not a whole lot of stagger between Zentaro and Kai. They both have pretty low stagger, so it really seemed like they were gonna take just a lot of damage and just get punished for it. But they were able to take advantage of what stagger they had and push that ball in. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many KOs you take. If you don't score a goal, you have to score the goal afterwards. And we saw Auburn A able to take advantage of those KOs just a little bit more with those extra hits from the Juno, from the Zentaro, from the Kai as well. Just more hits.
With all the damage we saw there, I'm kind of interested to see the juxtaposition we're going to have with our second map going to Imizap. Very infamously insta-KO map with your Julies, your cards, since the secondary surprise damage buff. Rasmus, which will almost certainly get banned.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way we see Erasmus here. I think it would be funny if we saw Erasmus here, but I think we're gonna see the.
I think it'd be funny if we saw 3 Rasmuses versus 3 Julies, but we're not gonna get it.
We're not gonna get it, unfortunately. But we're gonna see whether or not Auburn B can kind of bring it back on the second map here, able to maybe do a little bit better at the damage this time, right? Because once again we're on another brawl heavy map here with that KO thing the death in the middle, right? And we're seeing the Erasmus hover, and with the missile prop as well, that extra damage from the hook, you might be very happy to see that your first pick here can go to Raz. You kind of have to ban that.
Also, we're seeing an Atlas goalie hover here, especially with that missile prop.
No,
man! Oh, we get the Rasmus. I have to imagine they have to lock in their Auburn A has to lock in the Julie after this. But
absolutely,
we are getting a missile prop sex on sex starts, and we are seeing a Atlas goalie. Missile prop Atlas is kind of a sleeper KO pick on Imizap. Kind of have a 1-2 punch scenario, and Auburn A not going Julie.
Instead, opting for the Drek here and the Zentaro. I mean, these two characters can still put out a lot of damage, and with the Dubert, I mean, it truly is.
Dubu able to basically just cover a lane all themselves, but with the that speed nerf, Dubu's gonna have a hard time getting back. We do see the mom boots on the Dubu. Yep, try to relive your glory days, Dubu. You have
Ice
pummelers on
hits.
Car, siphoning on Zen, siphoning on Vice, pummelers on Rasmus, and strike shot on the Atlas.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with pretty much most of these picks here. Maybe looking for this pummelers here, looking to get that extra speed. I definitely understand that. We're gonna see immediately. They're just gonna play for this hook here, try to get this hook as quick as possible so that they can start taking KOs. Right, start finding people out of position, and there it is. Hook, bang, bang.
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter if Wish finds you just in the wrong position, right? Also has pummelers here, able to take advantage.
Monkey paw scenario, Wish kind of made the wish that they would not have a striker advantage. Didn't specify hoping Viper would stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the monkey's paw curls. You get a KO on Rasmus, but you die.
Yeah.
Because you are too close to the edge. And that's kind of what we saw there. Viper on crit though staggered from this Vice, just this Vice damage, and a very good Whiplash takes him out. And now we're gonna see a 1v1 between Tiger and Cinder, but Cinder able to goes for something, but Tiger just able to deflect it away. Send it up to Wish. Wish very safe here, finds the molten bolt.
I stand corrected. I was kind of surprised at them not taking the Julie pick, because in my head, Imizap is a Rasmus Julie map. But this Jerkar is finding these KOs probably more consistently than Julie, because that invisibility.
As I was saying before, I mean, this direct character it's been a recent development, but it's definitely been showing its stuff here. And I mean, as I'm saying that, this direct character hits a shotgun, just puts him in the checkmate. Behind the barrier, bang.
I think I need to learn Jerkar forward.
I think you need to learn Drek. I mean, look at it. It's the midfield pick. They're using it as the midfield pick.
I mean, to be fair, if you have KO potential, anybody can be in midfield.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Tiger intentionally are not using that cord to deny Cinder the hook KO on Wish.
Most likely, I would say that's intentional. It's intentional until we're told it's not, and so it's intentional.
Yeah.
Viper on crit is now very staggered though, and Tiger Slasher immediately tossing up and comes in. KOs the Raz before the Liv can come out, but unfortunately loses the barrier for it. Though, I mean, now all pressure is on Auburn B here. Take advantage of this open barrier with a player down.
But
what comes out from this Atlas, it doesn't matter.
Dubu able to cut off that lane. KBS actually able to like clear it through, but the Viper's up there to return it back down, take barrier. Now both barriers open. KBS looking a little close to death. Viper also the same.
And here comes a Whiplash, but the ult from the Zentaro is going to keep him alive for now, but puts him in that elusive state that is ever so, well, elusive. And you see the first set go down to a very nice shot from Drek, sending it up to the top side after the strike shot gets burned trying to kill Viper.
Yeah, and we're seeing Dubu and Atlas, both good lockdown goalies, but both of them similarly having mobility issues. Dubu with that speed nerf, but does take the mom boots, but Atlas taking the strike shot over the mom boots, just able not to get up top to cover that shot.
Kano needs that strike shot to cover the shots up and doesn't quite have it, using it for a KO, unfortunately gets caught out, right? And there's that Stagger Swagger pickup that you were looking for last game. Unfortunately, it might just be a day late, $1 short, but I mean, with how many times we've seen Viper on crit getting staggered in this party here, I mean, that might just be the game changer here, and Viper on crit staggered already.
That's the thing with Stagger Swagger. To get that speed boost, you don't need to be staggered. It's, I believe, 50% health.
50% HP, yeah. But that doesn't matter if you just lose all of your health and then immediately get hooked off the edge here. Doesn't matter about the Imizap pull or anything. It's just well, you are one hook away from dying when you're that low stagger. I think that's what we saw.
Wish looking like they're next on the menu.
Wish might need a Wish right now.
Wish right now. Able to pushing over, thinking they could be safe in the enemy side of the field. Atlas says no.
Atlas has a surprising amount of kill potential. I think we've seen that a lot recently. Even outside of CCL, we've seen just developments with how much damage Atlas actually does with those big hitboxes that he has, right? Yeah. Especially that astral projection.
The astral projection actually having a high amount of priority, able to stuff it through. just about anyone and anything. I think about the only things that can't go through are Dubu Tofu.
Yeah, and I mean, here we see an expanse, and immediately puts Viper on crit into that staggered territory, but gets punished for dribbling a shotgun, sends it to Viper on crit, and a very nice core stop from the Zentaro primary, puts it in.
Yeah, Cinder trying to dribble, trying to find an opening. Jakar just not budging, and able, once the cooldowns are up, take the shotgun, push it through, and Viper's right there to send it right through the Atlas.
And that's what we're seeing here. I mean, there goes Vice again. We're seeing this Drek able to take so many KOs, even with his teammate getting staggered. I mean, stagger doesn't matter if you're just on the edge and you get shotgunned off. And I think that's what we're seeing here. And a very nice Tofu Fortress pushes it into the Oni's Blade and pushes down another point.
Oni's Blade, core right on the edge of that goal. There's,
it's
if
so
you
good.
save that, if you save that, you
might just be better.
you are a saint in my book if you have the patience to save that.
Yeah, I mean, a very nice power cord now finds the goal and actually hooks the Drek off. Now, no more of that shotgun molten bolt shenanigans. None of that able to occur here. Now just looking for a good old-fashioned two-pronged offense, but Tiger able to hold it down here, has that flip just in case, and just pretty much has everything they could want here to take this point, keep it alive. Goes for the hook, the core again blocking it. And that's what we're seeing.
Viper pushing in, looking for the kill estimation. Using that flip to get the barrier, good call, and able to return it, sink it in, and KBS the strike just not able to come up in time.
Unfortunate. We're just seeing just a really dominant performance from these two forwards, and just for Tiger Slasher holding it down for like 10 billion years and knowing exactly when to walk up and when to stay back here. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing Tiger Slasher not afraid to walk forward here, not afraid to make something happen. Has that momentum boots, able to walk up just a little bit faster here, and that's what they're going for.
Yeah, and Tiger, especially being that giant Dubu, even though you think it's a 2v3 in your advantage, giant Dubu in your face, especially one with the patience and clears of Tiger, it might as well still be a 3v3. You're not getting through that.
I mean, especially with these Tofu Fortresses, what we're seeing these Tofu Fortresses come out and just completely cut off a lane here. And once that lane is cut off, it's just so hard to get it to the other one here. With this Zentaro in your face, with this Drek throwing shotguns at you.
Tiger, I think, looking for a cheeky KO on the Tofu Fortress. That'd been funny.
Yeah, that would've been funny. Unfortunately, Cinder looks into the future, says, I've seen 14 million parallel universes, and I do not die to Tofu Fortress in this one. Although very nice team play comes out. Wish shot gets blocked, but Viper on crit able to come in and RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, Wish trying to pull the surprise your car, but Atlas primary able to deny again just about anything. Tiger again moving forward, get KO's Erasmus and change for the barrier. Can they make that worth it? Let's see if
I
they
mean,
can.
absolutely they can make this something happen here. Unfortunately, just a little too many cooldowns thrown at that flip for Viper on crit to find anything here, and they actually don't make anything happen off this, but an Oni's Blade now deflected away. KBS having that flip, having that live, has everything. Here comes Hook, here comes Thunderstruck. Tiger Slasher now alone.
But we've seen this before last game.
Tiger
not afraid in the 3v1.
Not afraid, stays calm in this 3v1. Teammates coming back, log comes out, all the cooldowns come out here. And you see Tiger Slasher hold it down, and now his teammates are back. Don't really care anymore.
Auburn A back in full force for at least 5 seconds.
About 2 seconds. For a good 5 seconds. Unfortunately, we might have caster cursed it.
We may have caster cursed it.
You know what? Sometimes you just get hooked. Sometimes he just goes fishing and gets you. Yeah. You know? Go fish.
Are we web fishing?
No, unfortunately we're not web fishing. Women fear me, fish fear me. I am alone in this. Oh, very nice.
Auburn A just able to basically shove everything in that corner until a Wish Drakkar shotgun able to just push it through everything.
Absolutely. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're just seeing Drek able to take control of this game, right?
we're able, well, Direct able to take control of this game, punish any kind of, like, any minor amount of positioning, mispositioning that Auburn B might be. Tiger says, I will punish you as well. Gets the KO of the rest. And yeah, and then just Tiger not being afraid to move up, not being afraid of a 1v3, just Tiger fearless and full faith in his team to do what they need to. And we'll just give them opportunity after opportunity to make something happen. And eventually Wish and Viper Crit have been able to make something happen, but FG Nation able to call out Tiger's aggressive forward and get that bear. Now both locks are down, open goal on both sides. We got a flip on Wish, able to sink it within the goal box.
And there's that second game, Auburn A showing why they think they are the A team, and they show, yep, this is our game to win here, and we really showed them, guys. Can't wait to see them in class tomorrow.
A lot of damage, a lot of KOs in these two matches. Obviously, IMEZAP is just the KO map. That's where you go to get KOs. But even going back to that At-Lab, a lot of damage getting pumped out on both teams. But yeah, Auburn B able to get those KOs, able to get those striker advantages, but against Tiger locking it down in that goal box, not able to make anything happen when they have those advantages. And again, I've been saying it, Tiger fearless in the face of any amount of adversity and holding down 3v1 until his team comes back.
I mean, that's what happens, you know. Sometimes your team dies and you just gotta boss up, and that's what we saw. Your team died, but it doesn't matter. Goalie boss up.
Yeah. Team dies. Sometimes you gotta be the team now.
I am the team.
But honestly, good games from everyone. A lot of good plays. A lot of good, man. A lot of good damage. I am a known hater of damage comps, but some of the plays we saw today in these two matches, I don't like damage comps, but they are so fun to watch, aren't they?
Absolutely. You just see people go flying. And, I mean, sometimes you just go flying, and that's just how you're playing. You're playing a platform fighter now. You know,
yeah.
you're stuck in it. You thought you were playing Omega Strikers? Nah, bang, 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 bang.
Now you're paying bright. I can't say
Fight breakers.
Thank you. It's 9 p.m. my time.
It's 10 p.m. my time, dude. Anyway, well, I guess I'll let you go to bed. So, thank you all for coming out, and we'll be seeing y'all.
Have a good night, everyone. Stay tuned for match 3.
It's Fanshawe versus Lakeland.